The following is an EHC media production.
Bullet Club for life.
What is going on, my LWP family? This is your host of the Major League Show, Moses Marquez, and let me just first start off with my bad for the hiatus. For many of you who know, life can get you by the balls, and sometimes you gotta stop, you gotta catch up, and then you gotta keep going. So, I took this little bit of time to catch up, and in this time to catch up, a few things have happened in the New Japan world, and I want to make sure that you guys are completely and totally caught up. Before I jump right on into it, I do want to say, yes, I was number 2 this month, but I am definitely working on being number 1 by the end of this month. Definitely a goal of mine. Hope to take care of business, if you know what I'm saying. For a non-wrestling topic, just want to say congrats to the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you for stopping Tom Brady, and now a lot of people are realizing that he's not the quote-unquote GOAT. Yeah, I knew that from the jump. The guy's a fucking whatever, but that's just me. This isn't about football. This is about pro wrestling. So let's get into this pro wrestling from Japan, and because I'm such a great guy, and it's more due to my big hiatus, I feel necessary to go ahead and give you guys all what's happening in New Japan, and that includes both nights of New Beginning in Sapporo, and I want to say the one night that was New Beginning in Osaka. So hopefully I can keep this short and sweet for you, and we're just going to jump right on into it. We're not going to go right to the card. We're going to go to night 1 of New Beginning in Sapporo. Excuse me, almost said New Japan. Well, we're going to start off with a 2 big men match and his best of 7 series so far, and that's Katsuta Kitamura taking on the unbreakable Michael Elgin. I just want to start with a real quick tidbit of my, 2 cents. I kind of am still a little weary on why they're still using Michael Elgin after the thing that happened. I mean, I guess if they're not thinking it's a big thing, maybe we shouldn't think it's a big thing. I don't know. That's just me. I feel like maybe he's not like he's in the title picture or anything, but to be opening a show even, I don't know. Maybe he shouldn't be wrestling, but that is my opinion. I don't book for nobody, so. But let's get into this match. Katsuta Kitamura, Michael Elgin. Start the match with a lockup. They're going power for power, trying to see who's the stronger man. They both tried chopping each other, but it doesn't go anywhere. So they each look for shoulder blocks. Michael hits some chops, but Kitamura follows up with a belly-to-back suplex, and slam for a 2 count. Elgin cuts him off with a clothesline, and a bridging German only gets another 2. Elgin then opens up with a big forearm strike, taking Kitamura down. They battled for a suplex. Kitamura finally hits it to cut off Elgin. Kitamura then follows up with chops and a power slam, a gut wrench, suplex, and then gets a 2 count. Michael Elgin fights back, hitting a second rope drop kick. Then goes for a Falcon Arrow. Only gets another 2 count, and a lot of near falls in this match. Kitamura then ducks a clothesline and rebounds to spear Elgin to pick up a 2 count. Elgin fights off the jackhammer, then connects with a back fist, and and then a lariat, picks up a 2 count, hits the buckle bomb, then the Elgin bomb, combo for the finish. Michael Elgin defeats Katsuda Kiyomura in what was about an 8-minute match or so, and it was a pretty good match. It kind of made Kitamura shine a little bit more than his first match. I think his first match was with Jay White. So he is 0-2 in this whole best of 7 series. He does have another one in the upcoming matches. So this was a good start to open up the show. And then we're going to jump right on into a 10-man tag. Tensan Nakahashi, Jushin Thunder Liger. I'm sorry, an 8-man tag. Oh no, I was right. It is a 10-man. I can't read my own writing sometimes. Tiger Mask 4, and of course Kushida, taking on the team of Iizuka, Kanemaru, Taichi, El Desperado, and Michinoku. Suzuki Gun attacks their opponents before the bell in Suzuki Gun fashion. They brawl and the action spills out to the floor. Liger and Taichi spill into the ring. Liger works with the Romero special until Iizuka makes the save. This match goes back and forth. Taichi later hits Liger's mask and tags Iizuka back in. He bites at Liger's mask, then his foot. Of course, because Iizuka's crazy. Taichi. Oh no, wait. I'm reading backwards. Liger manages a desperation Shuchi and tags in Tensan. Wow, I really need to work on my writing. Let's see here. Iizuka cuts off by biting him. Nakahashi makes the save and allows Tensan to hit a mountain bomb. Kushida finally gets a tag. Basically gets a hot tag, gets in quickly, isolates Suzuki Gun. They work him over, and in a 5-on-1, it breaks down. Nakahashi powers up and makes his big comeback. Kushida returns to take out Taka, and Liger joins him, taking out Desperado with a cannonball. Tiger Mask with a suicide dive, and Kushida hits the hoverboard lock onto Taka to pick up the win for his team. This was basically a spot match, what their normal 10-man tags are. It was nothing spectacular. It didn't really set up any kind of feuds. It was just there, some guys getting their stuff in. So then next we have a tag team match. We have Ishii and Yano taking on Takahashi and Chase Owens of the Bullet Club. Let's see here. Takahashi and Ishii began. They trade back and forth right away. Takahashi gets a bit fired up, looking to take the fight to Ishii, but it ends up looking into a bad idea. Owens and Yano tag in. Owens looks to undo the buckle pad, but Yano stops him. But Takahashi cuts him off and pulls him onto the floor, then beats on him. Bullet Club takes some heat, working over Yano and scoring several near falls. Yano manages to fight back using a desperation hair pull and tagging in Ishii. Ishii is running wild off the hot tag, but Owens manages to cut him off. He and Takahashi work a double team until Yano makes the save. He and Takahashi brawl onto the floor as Owens holds his own and looks for the package pile driver. It breaks down. Ishii hits the brainbuster, and that's that. This was a decent match. It was very built like a tag team match. Like I said, for the most part, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was a good match. Yeah, decent tag team match. I do apologize if my mic is going back and forth. I have this new setup, and this thing just moves, and I swear I'm just gonna tape it down. That was the other reason I wanted to take a hiatus. I got tired of using headphones. Wanted to be professional. Wanted to get a mic. I wanted to be professional. Anyway, so let's get to the first title match of the new beginning series, as there are multiple title matches going on. And it starts with the never openweight 6-man tag title match. And that is, of course, the Bullet Club, Bad Luck Fale, Tama Tonga Tamaloa, taking on the team of Makabe, Horarne, and Taguchi. Loa breaks Taguchi's sunglasses during their standoff. Taguchi attacks at the bell, hitting rights and ass attacks, basically his hip attacks. Loa no-sells, then counters with an atomic drop. Taguchi keeps fighting, hitting basement drop kicks and repeating his hip attacks. Tonga tags in, confuses Taguchi, so he tags out to Horarne. The Bullet Club rushes the ring, allowing Tonga to take control, hitting elbow drops and leg drops on Horarne as the rest of the men brawl on the floor. Loa then tags in, taking out Taguchi and keeping the heat on Horarne. Bad Luck Fale tags in, and he appears to be in a particularly... What did I write here? Anyway, he's beating on poor Horarne, just beating the crap out of him. As a quick tag, as the champions take control, Bad Luck Fale misses a charge, and Makabe gets a hot tag, runs wild on Fale with strikes in the corner. Taguchi gets in, hits his hip attacks, allowing Makabe to hit a lariat to pick up a near fall. Fale then cuts him off, hits a big Samoan drop. Tonga and Horarne tag in. Horarne is fired up, running wild on Tonga, hits a top rope shoulder block, picking up a near fall. Then the two face off, and the faces now work over Tonga. As Taguchi calls the play and hits the ass attack for a near fall. I'm gonna call it what I wrote. I gotta keep saying hip attack to be professionally correct, but it's an ass attack. I'm sure that's what it fucking calls it in Japan because they're weird out there. So they're acceptable. They make exceptions for all this stuff. Okay. Let's see here. They got the shoulder block. Bad Luck Fale makes the save. Tonga hits a flapjack, scoring a near fall, then locks on the twister, and Horarne taps. The never six-man tag champs retain. And what was a pretty good match. It seemed like the competition was there. I could have seen them lose the belts because they kind of were like flippy-floppy with them, but I guess this just proves that they're for real. So we then have a six-man tag title match, and that be Cody Rhodes, Marty Scurll, Hangman Page taking on the team of David Finlay, Juice Robinson, and Kota Ibushi. So Marty and Finlay started the match. They went back and forth. Neither man got any solid advantage as they worked some counters. Finlay connects with a dropkick, but Cody tags in, and then so does Ibushi. Cody bails, tagging in Page. He and Ibushi work back and forth. Ibushi connects with kicks and a standing moonsault to pick up a near fall. Juice tags in, working over Page with jabs, then hits a big spine buster. Marty in, hits jabs, but Cody tags in. Juice fights off Marty, and Cody heads up to the top, but Marty crotches him. Kick the fucking post underneath him. Kick the post underneath him. Jesus. What am I doing with my life, man? Totally joking. He follows him up to the top, hits a superplex to pick up a near fall. Cody is in, lays the boots to Juice. Page tags back in, maintaining the heat on Juice. The Bullet Club are working with quick tags as they triple team Juice Robinson as Finlay comes in to finally make the save. Juice fights back, hitting a pop-up gutbuster onto Marty. Cody tags back in, but Juice tags in Ibushi. He and Cody trade strikes as they work through a fun series of counters. I actually did write that. I'm surprised at what I write when I'm just typing. And then I use a lot of autocorrect, and then I have my brother who's a writing major go over it and make it sound nice. But it's okay. It's okay. I was never no good at no schools. I was good at wrestling, though. And wrestling video games. Totally off topic, jumping on some rants. Finley comes in, lays some uppercuts, but Paige sends him to the floor. Marty Ann attacks Juice's arm, and Cody hits a snap slam on Ibushi. Paige hits a shooting star to the floor as Cody hits the Doomsday Missile dropkick on to Ibushi. Juice and Ibushi fight back as Juice accidentally hits Ibushi. Finley then spears Juice by accident. Paige hits the rite of passage onto Finley to pick up the win for his team. This was a really fun match in my mind. It was a good paced match. It was fun to watch. They legitimately could have beat them if they didn't get in their own way. But that's pro wrestling, guys. This is what happens. So let's jump right on into the next match. Let's see here. The next match is the team of the Los Ingobernables, Tetsuya Naito and Himuro Takahashi, taking on Yoshihashi and Will Ospreay. This match is setting up a singles match for later on February 10th show, which I want to say is New Beginning in Osaka, but I might be wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's New Beginning in Osaka. So, the Ingobernables attack at the bell and take things to the floor. Naito is kicking the shit out of Yoshihashi, then beats him with his own stick. As Ospreay works over Takahashi, they finally spill back into the ring after almost 3 minutes on the outside. Ospreay takes control, sending Naito back onto the floor. But Takahashi attacks and cuts him off. Takahashi attacks the knee of Ospreay. Then the team of Naito and Takahashi start to work quick tags, isolating Ospreay and staying focused on his knee. Ospreay fights them off, hitting a back handspring kick and tags in Yoshihashi. Yoshihashi hits a blockbuster, sends Takahashi to the floor, and follows up with chops and a neckbreaker to Naito for a near fall. Wow, I am legit having a problem with saying Naito. Naito cuts him off, hitting a basement dropkick, then tagging in Takahashi. Yoshihashi cuts him off with a super kick and tags in Ospreay. He and Takahashi trade chops, and Ospreay hits an enziguri, then a 619. Takahashi takes out Ospreay's knee again. Ospreay hits a desperation heel kick, corner drop kick, the standing Phoenix Splash for a 2 count. Takahashi cuts him off with a pop-up powerbomb to get in near fall. Naito tags in, sending Yoshihashi to the floor. Hashi is in to make the save right after. He and Ospreay work together to make the comeback. Ospreay up top and counters the Rana from Naito and follows up with a German suplex. The Cyclone kick follows. Los Ingobernables cut off the Os Cutter. Naito gets a low blow, then a cradle for the win in the most heelish fashion, hence why he is the heel of New Japan Pro Wrestling in what was a pretty fun tag match to watch. It definitely went back and forth. I'm not a big fan of Yoshihashi, but he is definitely a good worker. In what, again, was a fun match due to guys like Naito putting on good matches just about anywhere. Ospreay is amazing, and so is Takahashi. I can't wait for their clash. I want to say that's going to be on the February 10th show. Again, probably New Beginning in Osaka. And, for Will Ospreay's Junior Heavyweight Championship. And I like Will Ospreay as the Junior Heavyweight Champion, and I kind of hope it stays that way. At least for the time being. You can only have that guy as champion for so long before it gets boring. Except for, Okada's had it for a long-ass time, and I personally don't think he's boring. I would love to see somebody else get it, but that just means like how prestigious that belt really is. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm going off on this tangent. I just turned Raw on, and this is what I'm thinking. It's like you have a champion 400 something days in New Japan. He's almost unbeatable. Yes, he loses in tag matches. Yes, he loses in bullshit nothing matches. But then when the big match comes, he means business and he puts on a show. And he makes that heavyweight championship worth the only thing like worth going after. Okay? Yes, Jay White has the US Heavyweight Championship, but I mean, I just see that, not to be mean, being floated around by a bunch of white guys. I'm not being mean. Okay? And then I also see, like, I feel like, even like the never open weight's not as like prestigious. Like, the Intercontinental and the World Heavyweight are very prestigious titles. And it means a lot. I totally forgot where my tangent was going, but I forget. Who cares? Let's get... God, I love that I went off on a tangent and I don't know where it ended. I think all this started because I started watching Raw and they don't care about their titles. That's the ticket. That's where my tangent was going, because fucking Raw is on the TV. Because they don't know how to book a fucking world champion. These tangents of mine, man. These tangents of mine. Probably what's keeping me in business. Anyway, back to New Japan, where shit makes sense and is awesome. And that being a 6-man tag match with Kazuchika Okada, Hiroki Goto, and Gato taking on the team of Evil, Sonata, and Bushi. This match is setting up more singles matches for February 10th. So yes, I'm right. It is the new beginning in Osaka. And the matches that are actually going to be set up, to my knowledge, I don't think... I mean, if they're just going to be regular singles matches, that's fine. To my knowledge, though, Okada and Goto are going to be challenging Evil and Sonata for the tag team championships. And I've pointed out in a previous podcast, I think it would be absolutely awesome to have your world champion be a dual champion in being the world champion and heavyweight champion. I'm sorry, world champion and heavyweight champion. Really, Moses? World champion and a tag champion. I believe that would also make Goto a two champ too. I mean, Goto, I don't really see the point of it for him. I see more for Okada. You know what I mean? I personally think that they don't have a lot of teams right now in the heavyweight division, and this would be a good fucking move. If you think about it, Evil and Sonata, yes, they're a great team, and yeah, they should probably hold on to the belts a little longer, but think about it. If you have your World Heavyweight Champion as the tag team champion, also, that when he loses that tag title, that's gonna be a big deal. Holy shit, the best wrestler in our whole company just lost a tag belt. He fucking can't lose the fucking World Heavyweight belt, but he finally loses the tag title after hopefully like a decent run. I mean, I don't expect them to have it and then go to Wrestle Kingdom and lose it. Or do I? I don't know. I mean, there's a bazillion ways. You can also keep Sonata and Evil champions for a long time. You know, they have what it takes to be, you know, one, a great team, and two, very much up-and-coming stars. Sonata is great. Technically, he's there, but he doesn't really have that charisma. Evil has that persona, but he needs to tweak his wrestling a bit. You know what I mean? If you can combine the guys, they'd be fucking awesome. Okay? But unfortunately, we can't combine people. That is bad. So, let's get back into the match, because I continue to go off on tangents, because that's what we do on the RWT Network. This is the back and forth match. Okada and Sonata started off. They go back and forth for the opening stretch, and Ibushi and Gato tag in. Gato cuts him off right away and talks shit, because that's what Gato does. Evil and Goto get involved in chaos, then triple teams Bushi. Gato now lays in some jabs, pokes his eyes, then tries to unmask Bushi. Sonata cuts him off, sorry for the Kraken, as Los Ingobernables clear the ring and take things to the floor. The appropriate parties pair off while Bushi works over Gato in the ring, choking him with his own shirt. Sonata in maintains the heat on Gato, locking him up for with the Paradise Lock. Evil now in hits the running senton to pick up a 2 count. Gato fights back, takes the knee. Takes out the knee, then tags in Goto. Goto runs wild, and the Saitio, what do they call it? It's Saitio suplex on Evil, and he picks up a 2 count. Evil cuts him off with a super kick, then a lariat, then a bulldog to pick up another near fall. Goto and Sonata trade strikes, and Goto scores with the lariat. Okada tags in, he runs wild and hits the DDT and covers, but only picks up another 2. Sonata counters and hits the dropkick as Ingobernables clear the ring once again. Okada misses the dropkick, skull end by Sonata, but Okada escapes. Sonata hits the suplex. Both men are down. Bushi's in with the missile dropkick, then goes for a net breaker to get a near fall. Triple teams they triple team on Okada and Ibushi, then covers him to pick up a 2. Bushi goes for his MX message. Gato cuts him off until Evo takes him out. Goto escapes the Magic Killer, then hits the Yoshi-Hiroshi. Chaos works over Bushi, and Okada locks in the Cobra Clutch, and Bushi taps out. For those who do not remember, they're trying to push the Cobra Clutch as another one of Okada's moves because it was the main counter to the Destino by Naito. So this was a pretty okay match in my opinion. I mean, it's going to be. I'm more worried about what's to come rather than what's happening. But it was good. But before we get into the next match, right after the match, Okada calls out Sonata, who refuses to speak. Okada then attacks him, throws him into the ring. Okada hits a tombstone, then stuffs Okada dollars in Sonata's mouth, then locks in the Cobra Clutch in what was one of the most heelish fucking moves I've ever seen. Like, Okada's not exactly a heel, but that was as heel as a move as it could be. I don't know how much more heel you can be. He definitely came off like a dick. So, for those of you who watch the awesome YouTube show Being the Elite, you will know in one of their most recent episodes that they had 2 matches at New Beginning in Sapporo. And this is the first match. The Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks taking on the team of Roppongi 3K, Yo and Show, and Kenny Omega's challenger for the next night for the U.S. Heavyweight Championship, Jay White. So basically, this match is to set up 2 title matches for tomorrow night. It's going to be the Junior Heavyweight Tag Title match, Yo and Show and the Young Bucks, and of course, like I just said, the U.S. Heavyweight Title, Kenny Omega versus Sling Blade Jay White. So the Young Bucks start, and the Roppongi 3K are in, and the Bucks are working double teams, and they clear the ring. The Elite are now working a triple team, clear the ring, but White cuts off Omega with a dive, and 3K hit stereo topes. Back in the ring, White works over Omega, hitting a suplex. White doesn't tag in Roppongi 3K as he continues to work over Omega. Roppongi help out, and White finally tags out. So Roppongi 3K double teams on Omega, and send the Young Bucks to the floor. Omega makes a comeback on Roppongi 3K. The Bucks then come in, run wild on 3K as the Elite finally take control. Drop kicks by the Bucks follow with a series of double teams picking up a pair of near falls. Show runs them together following with a rolling German onto Matt. Omega tags in and he eats a German suplex, but then counters with a Snapdragon suplex on all three Chaos members. Triple super kicks to Show follow, and it breaks down. Nick hits the big dive to the floor. Show eats a buckle bomb, then an assisted senton for a near fall. Nick locks in a sharpshooter on Show as Matt and White hold each other off. White is now able to make the save. Matt hits him with a spear. Cutting 3K take him out at the knee with a knee strike. Omega hits the V-trigger, cutting off Yo. V-trigger to Show. Following, he looks for the one-winged angel, but White makes the save. White is taken out. Yo is in, eats super kicks, and then an assisted indie taker from Kenny Omega, and that is it. The Elite, the Elite pick up the victory against the team of Roppongi 3K and Jay White in what was a fun match like most of the Elite matches are. And of course, there was always the big, we gotta see what's gonna happen next. So, because that was the whole point, we want to get to the meat and potatoes, which is the title matches for the next 2 days. I'm sorry, for the next day, excuse me. So we have now the main event of night one, and that was the IWGP Intercontinental Championship match. Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Minoru Suzuki. So as Suzuki comes out, Taichi, Desperado, and Kanemaru come out with him. They work a slow, methodical start. Both men are looking to gain the advantage. Suzuki shoots for the leg, starting to work over the knee, over Tanahashi's already weak knee. Tanahashi counters out as he looks to ground Suzuki, working the knee. Suzuki is not amused and simply laughing at him. Tanahashi works a modified standing figure four, but Suzuki escapes. Suzuki follows him with headbutts, and then has a hanging armbar in the ropes. Suzuki takes things to the floor, grabs a chair, and attacks Tanahashi. Back in the ring they go. Tanahashi fires up, but Suzuki drags him down by the arm and tries to legit rip it off. They trade strikes back and forth. Tanahashi hits a running forearm, then follows up with a somersault senton. Suzuki for a 2 count. Suzuki has had enough of this bullshit. At least that's the fucking expression on his face, because he's just done. He's like, okay, this was fun. It's time for me to kill you, because that's what he legitimately does from this point on. Suzuki starts to lay a series of strong kicks as they trade strikes back and forth. Suzuki keeps laughing as Tanahashi attempts to strike him, basically no selling any and all of Tanahashi's offense. Tanahashi finally hits a dragon screw leg whip as he looks to ground Suzuki. Tanahashi then locks on the cloverleaf, but Suzuki manages to make it to the ropes. Tanahashi now hits him with a dragon screw into the ropes, back in the ring. Suzuki with a desperation drop kick that was not so desperation, it was beautiful looking, as most of Suzuki's drop kicks are for a man. I think number 1 best drop kick in professional wrestling is Okada. Number 2 is most definitely Suzuki. I think 3, and to be all for real, is Randy Orton. My personal opinion. So Suzuki then locks in the sleeper, but then transitions it into a guillotine. Tanahashi counters with a series of neck breakers, escaping, hitting the sling blade after. Tanahashi up to the top ropes, hits a high cross, And now Tanahashi grabs his knee and cannot cover. Begins to sell all the work that Suzuki has done to it. Tanahashi fights by Suzuki, but Suzuki is just ripping at the leg and turning the ankle in a way it definitely does not go. Tanahashi makes it to the ropes. Suzuki now locks in the figure four, but Tanahashi keeps fighting. Suzuki really cranks on the hold, but Tanahashi finally rolls into the ropes. Suzuki now lights up Tanahashi with strikes, then locks in the sleeper, but Tanahashi still fights out. Suzuki looks for the Gotch pile driver, but Tanahashi fights out and transitions it into the cloverleaf. Suzuki counters into a cradle for a near fall. Tanahashi fires back with a sling blade that gets another near fall. Suzuki fights off the Snapdragon attempt, taking out the knee of Tanahashi. Suzuki then drop kicks the knee, then locks in a heel hook. Tanahashi manages to make it to the ropes, but can barely stand. Suzuki now lays in kicks to the leg, just brutalizing Tanahashi. Suzuki now lays in strikes, looks for the Gotch, hits it, but doesn't cover Suzuki. Instead goes for the submission again, as he is trying to maim and hurt Tanahashi, as he appears to be attempting to rip the man's leg off. But Tanahashi has nothing but fight, and he continues to fight out as Red Shoes keeps checking on him. Suzuki drags him to the center of the ring to continue this torture. Tanahashi begs Red Shoes not to stop it. He fights, but Red Shoes has seen enough, and he calls for the bell. As we have crowned a new IWGP Intercontinental Champion in Minoru Suzuki in what was a brutalization of the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi. In what I thought was an absolute great match, but it was most definitely a very brutal one, and I have not seen a match end due to ref stoppage like that. This match went about 30 plus minutes, and it was definitely a good one and can be in consideration for this upcoming match of the year. And yes, folks, we are barely in January, and we're already talking match of the year. We're about 30 minutes in, folks, and we're going to get to night 2 in just a sec. Alright, let's get into night 2 in New Beginning in Sapporo. Since I took about 30-something minutes of our time, I'm going to see what I can do to hopefully speed this next one up. Okay, let's just go ahead and we'll start with the first match of the night, which is, of course, Kitamura's Best of 7 series. And this time it is against Juice Robinson. Quickly, let's go through it. Kitamura overpowers Juice in the beginning. Juice looks to slow it down, working over a side headlock. Juice follows with shoulder blocks, then clubbing strikes. Kitamura fires up, hits a big shoulder block, but Juice fires right back with some chops. The chops go back and forth. Juice then sidesteps the spear, then hits a headbutt, then a cannonball to follow. Juice then hits a suplex to pick up a near fall. Juice grounds the action, working a full Nelson. Kitamura powers up and escapes, laying in big elbows. A spine buster, and then Kitamura lays in some big, heavy chops. Kitamura is lighting up Juice Robinson and dropping him to the mat. Kitamura follows with a shoulder block, then a gut wrench suplex for a near fall. Kitamura sets up the spear, but misses. Juice Robinson hits a spine buster for a near fall. Juice then picks up Kitamura, lands some jabs and some chops, no selling. Kitamura no sells the clothesline up from Juice. He powers up, hits the spear for what was a very, very good near fall. Kitamura looks for the jackhammer, but Juice escapes, hitting a lariat, then the Pulp Fiction to pick up the win in what was a pretty good match for Kitamura. His matches, in my opinion, are getting a little bit better each time he's out there. I personally didn't think him versus Juice Robinson would be that good of a match, but believe it or not, it was pretty fun. So let's jump into the next match. Hopefully we can make it just as quick as this one. And you know what? It's a big man match. Let's just get to the end here. It is Juice and Thunder Liger, Tiger Mask, Taguchi and Uno taking on Kanemaru, Taichi, El Desperado, and Michinoku in what was a pretty good match. It allowed Umanu. See, I knew that name was spelled wrong. It allowed time for the young guy to shine. Suzuki Gun gets their revenge after losing the night before in what was like I said, pretty okay match. Went about 8 minutes. After the match, Tiger is unmasked and Taguchi gets his nuts stomped in and the mic stand shoved in his ass. This is no joke, folks. Taguchi, as he's walking away, goes up to Kevin Kelly and Don Callis and he says, "He broke my ass." Because Taguchi is a weird guy. But it's okay. So let's speed through another one of these. And the team that faced a Bullet Club team last night is going to face another Bullet Club team this night. And that is Tomohiro Ishii and Toru Yano taking on the team of Yujiro Takahashi, the Tokyo Pimp, and Hikileo. It's fucking Leo Tunga. Why did he make it a harder name? He was given this name by his dad, is what I was told. His dad is Haku. Anyway, I'm just going to fucking call him Leo Tunga because Hikileo, I'm going to fucking forget all the time. Okay? But I'm going to try it. Whew. Okay. The Bullet Club attack at the beginning of the match, sending Ishii to the floor. Yano begs off and sends Leo, to the floor, and Ishii attacks Yujiro as Leo Tunga works over Yano. I can't do it. Yujiro cuts off Ishii using his stick as Leo Tunga works over Yano in the ring. Tunga follows with some big chops, tags in Yujiro, and they can maintain control. Wow. On Yano. Yujiro hits a big boot, but Yano cuts him off as he tags in Ishii. Ishii is pissed and dumps Yano on his head with a German suplex. Hikilo comes in for the save. He and Ishii suplexes him. Ishii now works over Yujiro. Yujiro slaps him. Ishii starts to cave in his chest with chops. I put stars, not starts. Smart English. Oi, oi, oi. Yano does the buckle pad, but eats a big boot and a power slam for a near fall. Ishii comes in to make the save. Leo Tunga cuts him off. Leo Tunga actually hits Yujiro with a low blow, and then yo blow by Yano. Ishii hits lariat, and then Yano gets the roll up and the win. This was a okay match. It felt kind of slow, but at the same time, you got to understand, Hikileo or Leo Tunga, I'm sorry for saying both of his names, Leo Tunga, Hikileo are one and the same, folks. He's about a 6'10", 6'11" guy. He's pretty athletic, and he's very, very fresh in professional wrestling. And for a guy as green as he is, he's not doing too bad for himself. He seems to be getting better and better and better with each passing show. So then we have a 4-man tag. We're just going to go ahead and skip this match. We'll save you guys a little bit of time. Bad Luck Fale, Tamatonga, Tongaloa, Chase Owens taking on the team of Makabe, Tensan, Nakahashi, and Oka, one of the young boys. So in what was a pretty good match, had some rough patches, but was smooth overall. Oka got his attention in, but the Bullet Club basically ran wild. Bad Luck Fale, Tamatonga, Tongaloa, and Chase Owens defeat the team of Makabe, Tensan, Nakahashi, and Oka. We have another tag team match. Harane and Michael Elgin taking on the team of Minoru Suzuki and Iizuka. Harane is replacing Tanahashi since Suzuki was ripping off his leg and beating him to death with it. At least that was his attempt, but luckily for us, Suzuki did not seed. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to jump to the match, which was an okay match at best. It felt like the normal Suzuki Gun nonsense, a lot of bullshit coming in. It was just really a pain in the ass. Like, basically just didn't really care to watch it, in my personal opinion. I mean, most Suzuki Gun matches have a lot of interference and nonsense, but I felt like this was a bit more. So, I don't know. Just me. So, post-match, Iizuka drags Elgin away. As Suzuki Gun attacks Harane, Makabe makes the save. Suzuki backs off. And this is probably going to set up the next IC title match. I don't see Makabe winning. So, let's just get that idea out of everybody's friggin' head now. So, then another match, we're just going to go ahead. We're going to give you some highlights. We're going to jump right on into it. Cody, Marty Scurll, Hangman Page taking on the team of Kota Ibushi, David Finlay, and Kushida. Where this match was a good match, goes back and forth. Probably the best match on the show. Everybody got some time to shine, as most of their 8 and 10 mag tags are. Page picked up his second win of the row. With the New Japan Cup coming up, I see him getting at least a spot in it. I don't think he's going to win it, but he's going to get a spot in the New Japan Cup, which would definitely be a place for him to shine. So, yeah, this was a pretty good match. Yeah, it was all in all, it was a match. But it was probably the best match of the night at that point. Another match we had going on was Okada versus Goto. Wow, Goto, Yoshihashi, Will Ospreay, and Gato taking on Evil Sonata, Tetsuya Naito, Hideo Tanahashi, and Ibushi, all to set up singles matches on the 10th. 3 of them being title matches, and this was what it was. It was a pretty okay match, nothing too crazy. Basically, Ingobernables versus Chaos. It was a lot of action. Did a great job setting up the matches upcoming. It was a lot of good heat between everybody. But Los Ingobernables win. And Chaos has to hold Hashi back from the post-match. Sonata says he will say all he has to say on the 10th. Okada did not look pleased. So let's go ahead and jump into the, I want to say, was the co-main event, but the first title match of this show. And I'm going to go ahead and we'll do the regular full recap. And that is the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Title match, with the tag team champions being the Young Bucks taking on Roppongi 3K in a rematch from Wrestle Kingdom 12, and I want to say, I didn't know if that was it. It was this one, and then now this is the other match. I thought they had a match at New Beginning. Not New Beginning. This is New Beginning at New Year's Dash or New Year's Bash, one of those two. But I might be wrong. So Matt and Yo start the match. They trade strikes to begin. Matt hits a shoulder block and looks for the sharpshooter, but Yo escapes. Show and Nick tag in. They go back and forth. Nick hits a drop kick. The Bucks work a double team and take control. Matt follows with right hands. Yo tags in. And 3K work some double teams. They dump Matt and double team Nick, so they toss him and send Matt back to the floor. The Bucks cut off the dive with super kicks, and Nick follows up with a dive, wiping out Roppongi 3K. Wiping out. Oh my god. I can't read. I can't speak. And I do a podcast. Lord almighty. The Bucks chase Rocky to the back, but they drag him back out to look at the powerbomb on the ramp. But Roppongi 3K comes in to make the save. Matt wipes out 3K with a dive off the ramp. They apron bomb Yo, rolling him back in to pick up a near fall. Matt looks for the buckle bomb, but his back gives out. still selling the bag from all those nights before. Nick tags in and starts working over Yo. The doctor checks on Matt as Nick maintains control. Matt tags in and a double team follows. Yo and Matt cover for a 2 count. Matt slows things down, grounding the attack, tags Nick back in, but Yo starts to fight back. Yo dumps him and Matt back first off the apron. Matt manages to pull Show to the floor, allowing Nick to maintain control, hitting a running knee and picking up a near fall. Matt has a welt on his back, which was not a... I don't know what happened and how he got it. I know he's been having back problems because of like all the matches he's had that have been crazy, and so as for like a welt, I don't know, maybe it's just like one gnarly knee or something. So let's see, where was I at here? Show starts to deliver Germans onto Matt, then the Bucks, then on both Bucks. Yo's back in, working the double team, covering Matt for a near fall. Nick makes the save, shoving Matt away and sending Yo and Show to the floor. Nick misses the dive and gets slammed onto the apron, flapjack style. Show back in with Matt. Matt tries to fire up with strikes, but Show attacks the back to cut him off. Roppongi 3K comes in, hit the Doomsday knee strike, but Matt kicks out at 2. Yo locks in the Boston Crab and has it in the center of the ring. Matt struggles to make it to the ropes, but he's able to. Roppongi 3K set Matt up top, and Matt fights to knock them off, but Roppongi 3K cut him off, hitting the ropes and crotching Matt on the turnbuckle. The double team superplex follows to pick up a near fall. Roppongi 3K attack the back of Matt. Matt fires up one last time, but is instantly cut off by Roppongi 3K attacking his back again. Matt hits a super kick, then a spear, then tags in Nick. Nick hits a missile drop kick and a high cross combo and runs wild with kicks, and then Germans Show on the apron. The slingshot X Factor and tornado DDT to the floor follows. Back in the frog splash, eats knees, and Yo cradles him for a near fall. Nick and Yo trade strikes, but Nick hits a super kick and then one more super kick. He takes out Show. Nick heads up to the top. Matt drapes Show from the apron. Nick's hit an assisted swanton to the floor. Back in. Matt goes for the tag. Sets up Yo. Nick hits an assisted 450 onto Yo, but he kicks out in what was an incredible sequence going back and forth. Matt cannot do the power bomb. Nick helps, and then they hit a buckle bomb combo. Matt locks on the sharpshooter. Nick takes out Show on the floor, and Matt struggles to keep the sharpshooter. Yo makes it to the rope. Nick flies in and hits a swanton. Matt keeps the hold, but his back finally gives out. Matt goes up, but Yo counters the sharpshooter to roll him up to pick up the victory, and we have new junior heavyweight tag team champions. Roppongi 3K, I want to say, are now 2-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Champs, and it was an absolutely excellent match, and the Young Bucks do nothing but put on great matches, whether it be in the 6-man when they team with Kenny Omega, whether it be 10-man when they team with a bunch of guys with the Bullet Club, or whether they just go basically tag team versus tag team, and then they are allowed to show how good they are. In a losing effort, they still looked like the greatest team on the planet. Alright, guys, so let's finish up Night 2, New Beginning in Sapporo, with the IWGP US Heavyweight Championship match. Kenny, the Cleaner Omega, taking on Slingblade Jay White. So Nick is out alone with Kenny Omega as Matt is being attended to in the back. Okada at the commentary table. Omega and White lock up and they work the corner. Omega slaps White on the break, then they trade slaps. Omega grounds White. White fights to his feet and eats a running boot from Omega. Omega follows with chops, but fires back and works over Omega in the corner. White sends Omega into the apron, then drop kicks him onto the floor. White works him over, lays in uppercuts, chops, then hits a suplex on the floor. Back in, White covers to get a 2 count. Omega back to the floor. White rips up the floor padding, lays boots to Omega. White then slams Omega onto the exposed floor. Omega beats the count, the 20 count that is, but White maintains control. He picks up another cover for a near fall. White now works the Mutalak. Omega rakes the eyes to escape. White follows with chops. Omega then fires back with chops of his own. And I lost my place with chops of his own, but White cuts him off with an uppercut, then hits a rolling suplex. But Omega escapes, hits a backdrop to get some separation. Omega fires back with a double X handle shot, and then a Finley roll and a moonsault for a near fall. White fights off the Snapdragon suplex, hits a back elbow and lands in running uppercuts and a suplex for a near fall. Omega fights off the German. White lays in elbows, but Omega catches him and hits him with a Rana. White rolls on the floor and Omega wipes him out with a tope. Back in the ring, and Omega hits a Kataruo Crusher. Kataruo? Fucking Kevin Kelly. And a net breaker across the knee. Omega sets him up for the V-trigger, but White is able to avoid it. Omega hits it on the next try. White catches Omega with a Rana of his own. White rolls to the floor. Omega wipes him out with a tope. Oh wait, no, I'm totally backspacing. My bad. White then catches Omega with a flatliner, deadlift German, and a DVD to pick up a near fall, because that's where I was, because Jay White made a comeback and I almost didn't give him his due. White follows up with some chops and more uppercuts, but Omega absolutely kills him with a gnarly V-trigger. To the apron they go. Omega hits another V-trigger, sending Jay White to the floor. Omega takes the fight to the crowd, and Omega powerbombs Jay White onto a row of chairs, which did not look pretty. White beats the 20 count. Omega hits the Snapdragon. Omega looks for another and hits it. White fights off the third try, escapes with laying in some big heavy elbows, but Omega cuts him off with a spin kick V-trigger in the corner. And Omega, in the corner, where'd I miss my spot? Omega goes for the one-winged angel, but White is dead weight. Omega uses the ropes for help, but White hangs on the ropes, only to eat another Snapdragon suplex. White collapses as Omega sets up another V-trigger. Omega says White isn't on his level, slaps him around, and hits a V-trigger and a double underhook driver. White kicks out from what looked like certain death. Omega fires away with more knee strikes, hits another, and White starts laughing. Omega hits him with another V-trigger, but Jay White barely kicks out. White fights off the one-winged angel and hits another suplex. Omega lays in the boots, but White hits a Saito suplex, and then another. They trade back and forth, and White hits a sick-looking sleeper suplex. Kiwi Crusher follows with a good near fall. White now looking for the Blade Runner. Omega escapes, hits a V-trigger, but White hits the Blade Runner anyway for a 2 count. White looking for it again. Omega hits the reverse Rana. Omega goes for the V-trigger, then the one-winged angle, but it is countered into a gnarly Blade Runner because only Kenny Omega can sell it oh so well. And Jay White picks up the victory and is your new IWGP United States Heavyweight Champion, only the second in the history of the title, because the history of the title is less than a year old. This was an absolutely good match. I felt like this was one of Kenny's better opponents. Like, he had an okay match with Trent Beretta. He had a pretty good match with Juice Robinson. I think that was probably about the level that this one was on. It looks like it's going to be Adam Page and Jay White, and this is the reason why. After the match, Adam Page arrives and he looks to be White's first opponent. Omega backs him off and takes the title and presents it to White before leaving. Cody arrives to tell Kenny that he lost, and it's not about him. This is about Hangman. Marty arrives and Cody and Omega continue to argue. Cody saying Omega isn't acting like a leader. Matt arrives and tries to hold Omega back, but Omega shoves him down and everybody is in awe. The Bucks now bail on Omega, head into the back. Marty tells Omega and Cody to sort this shit out. Page and Omega make nice. Page and Cody talk. They look like they're making nice. As they're getting ready to leave the ring, Cody hits Omega with, again, a gnarly crossroad, because only people that can sell so fucking good like Kenny Omega is fucking Kenny Omega. And Marty and Page return very confused. Cody gets a chair, which Kevin Kelly just gave up oh so easily. Page holds Omega, but Kota Ibushi comes out to make the save. He runs off the Bullet Club. And as they're both standing in the ring, or as Kenny is up against the ropes, and he feel like he has just been betrayed by his own Bullet Club members, and he feels like we can only go down from here. His best friend at one time is standing behind him, and he continues to try to shake his hand, but he won't buy. And so Coda's said he's had enough, so he tries to walk away, but he stops. And when he stops, Kenny looks at him, and they turn each other around and they hug, because, god dang it, it's the Golden Lovers. DDT is back. Jack. I think they're going to be a tag team going around for a while. This may be the answer to the tag team title mystery, guys. We want a legitimate tag team, somebody to grab attention to that tag team division. Who better than Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi? Think about it like that, folks. So, yes, unfortunately, the Bullet Club is in deception, if you will. They are not fine. Considering Cody's like, we're fine. They're not fine. He is lying to you people. They are not fine. So, like I said, guys, I was going to give you all the quick updates, and we're just going to quickly go into the latest night. I'm going to be mad honest with you guys. I did not watch this one. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to give you the updated, results. And we'll go ahead and I can give you, my insight of what I think. So, first match to start was Taguchi, Jushin Thunder Liger, and Tiger Mask defeating the team of what looked to be a bunch of young boys. It's Narita, Yagi, and Umino. And what was a match meant for the young guys to get some spot, hopefully get a little bit of a rub. And that went there. So another match we have is Oka and Nakahashi taking on the Bullet Club, and being Hikiloa, a.k.a. Leo Tunga, and Yujiro Tanahashi in a match that the Bullet Club won. Tensan defeated Katsuda Kitamura in another one of his best of 7 series matches. Unfortunately, looks like Kitamura isn't going to win probably any of them, but that's neither here nor there. The team of Roppongi 3K, Yosho, and Rocky Romero defeated the team of Taichi Taka and El Desperado in a quick 6-man tag match. We have another tag team match in the great team of Yano and Tomohiro Ishii taking on the team of Harane and Juice Robinson Yano and Ishii pick up the victory to continue down their winning ways as a tag team. Kushida, Makabe, and Michael Elgin defeat the team of the IWGP Intercontinental Champion Minoru Suzuki, Takahashi Ishii, and Kanemaru, and what was about a 15-minute match with probably some decent action, maybe some big man spots, who knows, and then a match definitely worth watching, to my knowledge, at least from what I've heard by some fans or from some friends of mine. And that's a non-title match with the IWGP US Heavyweight Champion Jay White taking on David Finlay, and in about a 12-minute match that was pretty eye-pleasing to a couple of friends of mine, and I would definitely be checking that one out probably tonight, probably right after Raw. So then we finally finished up with an elimination match, a team of Los Ingobernables versus a team of Chaos, and let me get you the team members. Just give me one hot second. Looks like the team of Evil, Sanada, Bushi, Tetsuya Naito, and Hiromu Takahashi taking on Gato, Yoshihashi, Will Ospreay, Goto, and Okada, and what I'm sure was another relatively good match. So that's been it for me, guys. I got you as caught up as I absolutely possibly could in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling. I just want to go ahead and say thank you guys for sticking around. I'm so sorry it takes so long to get to you, but unfortunately life happens, like I said in the beginning. And when life happens, you got to step back, you got to make sure it's straight, and then you get back on the path that you set for yourself. And this is the path that I set for myself, being a dedicated podcast guy for my listeners out there. So, guys, I do want to thank you again for listening. Hope I got you all nice and caught up with the New Japan action. Do know that in 5 days, February 10th, there's going to be another show, New Beginning, in Okada. This is supposed to be the big show, where there's going to be, I want to say, at least 3 title matches on the line. That is the tag title match, the probably Intercontinental title match, and then more than likely a U.S. title match. So, that's it for that, guys. Again, this has been ya boy, Moses Marquez, coming at you with all the New Japan action. So, if you like this podcast and you want to get a thing going and you want to get us talking, remember to use the hashtag TMLS. You can find us on Facebook, RWT Raw Talk. Subscribe and like for us, guys. You can also leave us comments in the Facebook section. Thanks for listening, guys. Again, this is Moses Marquez. I'll catch you around the bend, boys and girls. Have a great night.
Guerrilla tactics, it's time for warfare. Yo, we came to battle, yo, we aim to kill.